Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Premier Explosives Limited Q3 FY21 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Ms. Hina Agarwal from Stellar Investor Relations. Thank you, and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I, on behalf of Stellar Investor Relations, welcome you all to Premier Explosives Limited Q3 and 9 months FY21 earnings conference call. We shall be sharing the key operating and the financial highlights for the quarter and 9 months ended December 31, 2020. We have with us today the senior management team of Premier Explosives Limited, Mr. T.V. Chaudhary, Deputy Managing Director, and Mr. C. Subbarao, CFO. Before we begin, I would like to state some of the statements made in today's discussion may be forward-looking in nature and may involve risks and uncertainties. Documents relating to the company's performance have already been emailed to you. Now I invite Mr. Chaudhary to share his initial remarks on the company's performance for the quarter. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you all for joining the call. Current situation is turning positive with the rollout of COVID-19 vaccine. Union Budget 2021 is expected to accelerate the economic growth. The government continues to put impetus on making India self-reliant in defense area. In order to achieve self-reliance in defense, the government plans to invest $130 billion on military modernization in the next 7 to 8 years. Under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, domestic manufacturing of bigger and complex defense platforms has become a key focus area of the government. Over the last 1 year, the government has taken major steps like import embargo, the rollout of defense acquisition plan policy, new guidelines for offset management, strategic partnership model, and increasing foreign direct investment in defense, amongst others. Government aims to achieve a turnover of rupees 1,75,000 crore, including export of rupees 35,000 crore in aerospace and defense goods and services by the year 2024. Budget 2021 has stepped up the capital outlay by 19% year-on-year to 4.78 lakh crore for financial year 21-22, which includes capital expenditure worth rupees 1.35 lakh crore, highest ever increase in capital outlay for defense in last 15 years. This will provide major push towards modernization of armed forces. The missile segment over the years, the government has been working on various prestigious missile programs with an objective of indigenization in this space. In recent time, the government has testified various missiles like Abhyas, Prithvi 2, BrahMos, Shaurya, Rudram 1, and Nag, amongst others, further strengthening its mark in global defense space. Recently, the government has given approval for export of 156 defense equipment, which includes Akash, BrahMos, Tejas, Astra missiles, with an aim to record the export of defense equipment worth rupees 35,000 crores by 2025. It is expected that the Union government would adopt similar methodologies that approved the Akash surface-to-air missile system while allowing export of arms and ammunition that are manufactured under Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme. This is a landmark step taken by the government, EL being the prominent player in this space, to be benefited by this recent development. The recent step of single window clearance portal will be a milestone for ease of doing business in India's coal sector. The government is expected to invest around rupees 4 trillion in India's coal sector, which creates visibility for commercial explosive segment. Along with this, government's focus on infrastructure boost in the Union Budget and swift recovery in country's manufacturing activities will boost this segment going forward. Now, commenting on the business performance, with the progressive recovery of the overall business activities in the country, we witnessed comment on our production activities in the quarter, but import restriction and increasing domestic prices of ammonium nitrate have impacted the production and profitability of the company during the quarter. Coming to the company's major developments, exports of rocket motors is gaining traction. We are pleased to share we have an order for the supply of ET2H rocket motor from Israeli Aerospace Industries Limited, Israel. This is a new variant of rocket motor, and further IAI has enhanced the order value to more than double for EDR and rocket motor supply, which was at the level of 5.2 lakhs USD. Enhancement is to 13.8 lakh USD, which was also we have an order in pipeline from another firm. The receipt of new orders for exports is the testimony of customers' confidence in the technical competence of the company. Also during the quarter, we have received an order worth rupees 341 million from the Ministry of Defence for the supply of 50 mm flares and 26 mm shafts, which are the countermeasures, with the execution period of 6 months. In regards to the EDR and rocket motors, total order value of the project has been enhanced to $13.8 lakhs, which will help better performance going forward. Now I would like to update on the status of a few major projects. Our sharpened flare cartridges under execution is progressing well with the availability of imported raw materials. We expect to complete the delivery of order over the period of 2 years. About MRSAM, Astra, these are the missiles where the propellant is cast in FIM, free issue materials, and with the revival of the industry, now FIM's availability of FIMs has improved, and we are hoping a big contribution from these two in the coming year. And other projects, BrahMos TOT transfer has been completed. Now again we are waiting for the free issue materials to take up the production activity. And I want to share about the thermal insulation linings, which is now has become a regular product from PEL. And our ammonium perchlorate project also has come on the track with the acceptance of ammonium perchlorate by DRDO. And our new plant at Katepalli is commissioned and started producing in trial production. And RBS and HMX plant has started working, and we are booking orders for the current and the next year. The defense and coal mining sector at the cusp of transformation at Premier, they are all set to reap opportunities going. Now I request our CFO to share the financial performance.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. The result presentation for the quarter has been uploaded on the stock exchanges and on the company's website. I believe you all have gone through the same. Now, I would present the financial results for the quarter ended December 31st, 2020. Total income for the third quarter stands at 48.8 crores as compared to 28.9 crores corresponding period last year. There has been a loss of 6.9 crores on account of sharp increase in steel raw material prices. Other reasons are crores. So, coming to the order book, the company's total order book now stands at 508 crores, out of which explosive business comprises around 106 crores, defense segment 233 crores, and services, that is operations and maintenance services, 168 crores. With this, we now open the floor for questions and answers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. First question is from the line of Bhagyesh Kagalkar from HDFC Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Congratulations on a great set of numbers. I have a couple of queries over here. If you see the order book that you have given in your PPT of 5078 million, and you have given the breakup of defense services and explosives. So, what is the execution time frame for this order book? And the question in the point is that regarding the margin, what will be the trajectory? Because we are becoming a defense oriented company, because if you go by the annual report, there will be some of approvals and POT. So can you guide us what is the margin? And third is categorically, and what is the utilization of how much revenue we can do in 2-3 years time? Full functioning of category. Hello.
I will answer the order book question and then Mr. Chaudhary will take the other points. Order book, like you have mentioned, out of 508 crores, 168 crores of operations and maintenance services. That is a long-term kind of order book that will be balance of about 8 years is there still at the start, that is ISRO. That is that one. The second part is shaft. Out of 70 crores or so as of now, it will take part of the supplies this year within the fourth quarter and the complete year of 2021-22 and maybe until July of the 22-23 also. I guess the rest of the projects or orders should be completed within the time frame of 18 months kind of time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. The second one, I think you asked about the margins. Margins from defense business is good. Definitely much better than the mining business, and except the service area. Services are one area where we do more, and the margins are not as big as the supplies made, but still, they are still contributing, and then we want to continue in that area. And exactly about the percentages and all those, we don't want to. Okay.
Okay, but overall the trajectory will be positive in the next couple of years in margin.
Yes, because the areas where if you see the shift, the company, there is a shift in the turnover from the commercial explosives to defense explosives. That shift will definitely improve further margins.
Okay. Okay, and the Kattupalli plant, what is the utilization now?
Kattupalli plant has started. The propellant plant, which is for the large rocket motors, has started functioning. We have the ISRO order already in hand, and along with that, several orders from DRDO, ASL are in pipeline for large rocket motors. And also HMX RDX plant, high explosive plant has started functioning.
Okay.
And we are also assembling the rockets and missiles at Kattupalli plant for export also. For Israeli orders, we are assembling the missiles from there. So it has already started. Next year it will come into complete operations.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Dixit Doshi from Whitestone Financial Advisors. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Sir, firstly, you mentioned a couple of one-offs in this result. If you can just repeat that. I think there was 2.85 crore of wage revision and anything else?
2.76 crores of powder sector directions.
Sorry?
We call it as powder sector directions, which is done by Singareni Collieries. That is
when explosives are supplied for mining activity, the performance of explosives is assessed by powder factor. And based on the powder factor, the valuation is done, explosives. So this is where in the valuation, what we invoice and what finally valuated, there will be whatever difference is there, this is the difference.
So this is also one-off. So around 5.5 crore rupees is one-off expenses.
Yeah.
Okay. Secondly, sir, in our Q2 con call, you were mentioning that we will still try to do 200 crore top line in FY21, and we are still at 118 crore after 9 months. So how do you see Q4 and FY22?
As you are aware, the first 3 quarters, we are under stress to perform because of the deliveries and all those getting delayed due to various reasons, that importers of raw materials and the various clearances and inspections, people not traveling and all those. Now, third quarter and the fourth quarter, the momentum has started. So we are hoping that the backlogs, part of the backlogs, we can push through in this quarter. That's why we are still hopeful of somewhere reaching somewhere closer to it.
So we are still hopeful of reaching close to at least 200 crore.
Yeah, okay, we mentioned at that time, but the major exceptions that happened later is about the availability of ammonium nitrate, especially for our new contract which we got from Singareni Collieries. So actually that has dented our calculations with a little substantial amount.
Okay. And out of this 233 crore of defense order book, how much is less than 1 year orders? Because I understand there are few orders which we have to execute within 6 months. So within one, let's say by end of FY22, over next 5 quarters, how much we can execute out of this?
Yeah, about 150 crores kind of thing is possible with 18 months kind of period. Okay, 12 months or 9 months is difficult to say, but normally it is 18 months kind of period, 150 kind of turnover should be possible.
Okay. And are there any big tenders where we have participated or we are going to participate in next few months?
We have already participated in several tenders which are in pipeline, and some we negotiated, some negotiation is going on. But many of them are on the limited tender basis. So we are hopeful.
Yeah, big tenders are there. That is like 2 years back or so what we have done, which were cancelled, and now the date of was extended till March. So we will be doing that in March. That is BMCS and ammunition projects.
Okay. Okay, that's it from me.
Thank you. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. Next question is from the line of Abhishek Ghosh from DSP Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Thanks for the opportunity. So just a couple of questions. One, we just wanted to understand how is the competitive intensity scenario for the non-defense part of the business, both in terms of Singareni and Kori, and also in the overall housing and other segments. If you can help us understand that.
Yes. Highly competitive. It's highly competitive. There are more than 40 players in the industrial explosives business.
But has it improved or has it improved a little on back of ammonium nitrate not being available and there is supply chain disruption? Are you seeing that benefit that a lot of the smaller players are having issues? Are you seeing that at the marketplace?
The availability of ammonium nitrate it has not improved at all to that extent. We are hoping that maybe end of this month some imports may come. Otherwise, there is no improvement in that area.
Some of the smaller players may not be able to procure ammonium nitrate. Is that a possibility?
Yes.
Okay. And sir, in terms of the defense outlook, how are you seeing in terms of more from a 2 to 3 year perspective in terms of the overall? Because the challenge with defense is one is the orders, second is the execution. So there usually is a gap. So how are you looking at that prospect of the overall defense perspective?
Execution, we have already executed several orders, which you are aware. And in those areas, we do not have any doubt in that. But the only issue is where the government has to issue FIMs, which have to come from other agencies. There, sometimes the delays take place. Like this year also, current year also, that is one of the major factors. The overall industry was in a bad shape, and the manufacturers of other components like hardware, which are coming as FIM, those delays affected us. So there is a possibility of such delays affecting our overall expectations. But in general, otherwise, we don't see any problem in executing the orders.
Just one last question from my side. Are you seeing how the solar region?
Sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Ghosh. We are not able to hear you clearly, sir.
Is it better now?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Sir, in terms of the regional players, because of supply chain disruption, are you seeing people shutting down or in balance sheet trouble because profitability for the industrial sector has come down? Are you seeing some of the players kind of going out of the system? Is that something that you see?
You are asking specific to explosive industry?
Yeah.
Shutting down means, if there are people, small players and all those where the raw material problem is there or did not get that, temporarily they are shutting down. They are closing down the plant, but we can't say that they have gone out of business.
They can come back the moment the supply chain kind of restores.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for answering my questions and wish you all the best.
Thank you. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of N.K. Arora, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, my first question is, government is giving a lot of emphasis on export of missiles and all. So can you throw some light, what does it open opportunities for our company for export of missiles?
Yeah, you are very much aware about our company bagging the export order first time in history from Israel.
Yeah.
So, and first time we also got the export permissions from the government, DGFT and other areas. So this is an indication of, support coming from government. We have to utilize the opportunities and then we have to prove to the expectations.
So have we got permission to fly to the Turkey of RDX and HMS order?
No, not yet.
Okay. And sir, as space program wise, there is a lot of talk of privatization. So we were to place strap-on motors to the ISRO, which were to be used in the space flight. So have we supplied those motors now?
Yeah, we started the activity, but because of again, for everything it comes back to pandemic only. The ISRO people, there was a ban on travel of ISRO scientists. So they were not traveling, and whatever activity was going through only video conferencing, or sending all the way samples from here to there and there. So there are, because of those reasons, overall there are delays, but still there is a lot of progress. The first rocket motor, we are hoping that this end of month end we will start casting.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one. The next question is from the line of Dixit Doshi from Whitestone Financial Advisors. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity again. So first question is regarding this ammonium nitrate. So obviously the lesser inputs have impacted the supplies to Singareni. But going forward, do you see that because when we back this order due to the competition in the tender, we already had got this order at very low margin. So do you see that this tender execution will be almost like not profitable?
We are trying to see that at least we keep floating by requesting Singareni to reconsider our this, to treat this as a force majeure condition. We are trying.
Okay. Simultaneously, what we are trying is, before this restrictions came, we were actually importing the ammonium nitrate like 1,000, 2,000 or 3,000 tons kind of quantity. But now there are the restrictions on the holding of raw material at Vizag port. So we are trying to enhance our storage capacity so that we can import at least small quantities like 300 tons, 500 tons. So over a period of next 2-3 months, we will be able to import at least some good lot of importation.
Okay. Okay. And regarding this delaying executions in the defense side also, do you see that we getting any penalties or anything, or all this is considered under the force majeure?
No, this year there are no penalties. Everywhere we are getting the extension without levying the penalty.
Okay. And last question from my side. You mentioned about so basically in our defense we have done around 57 crore revenue in 9 months, and let's say we may end up around 100 crore. Where do you see this in 2-3 years, given the opportunity in missile or HMS RDX or even the export to ISI? Where do you see this revenue? Can we reach to 200-250 crore kind of defense revenue in 2-3 couple of years?
Yeah, once all the Kajapalli project also takes the full production level, yeah, it could be possible. Maybe what we are actually trying for the last few years to reach highest turnover from defense.
Okay. Okay.
Mr. Doshi, do you have any more questions?
Yeah. No, that's it from me.
Thank you. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one. The next question is from the line of Mihir Desai from Desai Investment. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. So my first question is micro-based industry question. So you mentioned that in commercial, you had mentioned regarding the ease of doing business. So can you please throw some light on what is happening over there, sir, and what kind of opportunity it can generate for us? In the coal industry.
Yeah, these are all very broad kind of directions in the what is happening in the industry, like privatization of the coal. So when that happens, naturally We are right now dependent on the Coal India for supply of explosives. If any big players come into coal mining, those are the opportunities. So these are the what we mean by ease of doing in business. Because earlier there was so much of restrictions from the mining and all that. Still, of course, these are all like policy level only. We have to take them right now. Slowly, that's getting through.
Okay. So, do you believe that there could be a surge in commercial segment as per our business, like from these kind of activities which are happening? Can it be a huge inflow in our commercial orders?
Yeah, we are expecting some such. I won't say huge, but yes, definitely some such we are expecting.
Okay, sure. Now, sir, on the capex, are you planning any capex for next 2 to 3 years?
So after completion of the Kajapalli project during this current year, there are no major capex plans except any rebalancing equipment like that can be there. And one thing is that the shop where we have applied for the land, that is difficult to answer right away now.
Okay. Okay. And so a follow-up for this question would be that what would be our working capital cycle? Should our working capital cycle improve going forward?
Yeah, we are seeing some improvement in collection of, say, in defense receivables. Of course, follow-up is one part, and government of India in earlier people used to say they don't have budget and such kind of answers were coming. I hope that will ease up gradually.
Okay.
The government is on like encouraging MSMEs and spending from the budget. That is what the indication of this budget is. That is what our hope is.
Okay. Okay. So, sir, can you please give us in days terms, like what is our current working capital days?
It is different because I will tell you, say, as of December 31st, our debtors is like 46 crores. If we take 150, 180 kind of turnover, so that will be something like 3 months kind of receivables.
Okay.
And execution will be normally, of course, if it is commercial, it will not be a very long production cycle. But if it is defense, it will be 2 months to 3 months kind of longer cycle.
Okay. Sure. So lastly, I wanted to ask you, like, what is our opportunity which you see on a ground level for space program?
I think we are very much in the front for space program. With all our background, you are very well aware that we are operating and running the plants of ISRO for the past. We have completed a 11 years period, and again another 2 years in the next cycle. Similarly, we are in the front for PSOMXL strap-on motor production, and in the privatization also. Yes, we are very much there, and things are in discussions, and so many things are happening. So any moment in space will be there definitely.
Okay. Understood. Sure, sir. If I have more questions, I'll join the queue, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Milan Shah from Urmil Research Consultancy. Please go ahead.
Hello. Yes, please.
Mr. Shah, please go ahead with your question. Mr. Shah, your line is in talk mode. Please go ahead with your question. Please unmute your line from your side if muted. We are not able to hear you, Mr. Shah.
Hello. Now hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Congratulations to getting increased order from Israel, sir. And my question is it any possibility to increase same type of order in liquid rocket?
Yeah, thank you for the congratulations. Yes, these what we are executing right now are development orders. So once this is completed, yes, they will definitely get converted into bigger orders.
Okay. And we are going to any other country or companies to doing export order. So we require permission from government of India, or we can easily approach to country or company to export our this kind of order, like we export to Israel.
Not only Israel, any country, these such products which are hazardous in nature, they come under a list of items which are SCOMET items. Yeah, they all require DGST permission.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and what is the total debt as on December 2020?
Yeah, total debt is the working capital will be something like 38 crores of debt. Term loan is about 6 crores. And there are unsecured loans from the directors and subsidiary company, which is about 7 plus 10 crores.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for my side. And this is for next year.
Thank you. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Raghav Rathi, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I had a couple of questions. The first being around the employee benefit expenses, which has seen a sharp rise this quarter. Because last time, if I understand correctly, we've taken some severance impact with a hope to bring down the cost by 25 lakhs a quarter. So that has not reflected in the other corner. So that's the first question. The second question would probably be around the competitive landscape in the shaft and flares. If we have any other manufacturers of the same product that we are selling to the Indian Air Force and Indian Army shaft and flares. So those are the couple of questions that I have.
For both the first question, this is the increase which is given once in 3 years. So this is an increase for the 3 years period what we have given. And the earlier VRF, you are referring to VRF expenditure?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. We have ensured that the overall cost has not gone up because we kept below that between the VRF people and the additional manpower and the increase.
Sir, just one follow-up question on that. So if I remember correctly, there were around 70 odd people who had participated in the VRF.
Yeah.
So even if you look at 80 people, okay, 78 people. And compared even to the last year's same quarter, if I look at it on a year-on-year basis, the cost has still gone up by around 15%. So even if we are taking away 80 people from our employee list, and we still end up with 20%, 15% higher cost. And what's the bonus that we are talking about here, and is it going to sustain? What are the levels?
So you are referring to second quarter and third quarter 15%, if you are saying.
Right, and I'm also comparing the third quarter FY21 to third quarter FY20.
Yes. Yeah, that's what. Out of this 13.91 in the current quarter, like I mentioned earlier, 2.85 crore was the effect of the wage revision, which Mrs. Chaudhary was explaining. So if you take that out, that's same. But other points are, okay, when during the current year, in the initial period, the SAR and other places where we are actually working, operations were led and our billing has come down. Similarly, our expenditure in the employee cost has come down temporarily, but that is slowly picking up now from the last month or so. So you will, what you are seeing as a higher expenditure in wage cost, that will be reflected to some extent in the income side also.
Okay. Okay, sir. And sir, is this 13.9 crore level going to be the quarterly run rate going forward as well? I'm assuming the age revision is a permanent thing.
If we take the client where we have given the VRS, that will be actually lower than that. But other factors, other places where our many number of people are there, that can be going up and going down. But the client where we have offered VRS, 78 number, that will be less than what is reflected here because 2.85 is having the cumulative effect also. But going forward, it will be having only monthly or quarterly impact.
Okay. Okay. And sir, the second question was just around the competitive landscape in the shafts and flares segment.
As on date, the Indian players, we are the only supplier of shafts and flares.
Okay, sir. That is. Thank you. I'll join back with you.
Thank you. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question is a follow-up question from the line of Raghav Rathi, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Thank you. So a couple of questions on the pipeline that we might have. So the first question would be around the BMCS project. If you've seen any movement on the government tender, because it's been in pipeline for a couple of years now. So that's one question. And the second question is, we've seen lately a lot of startups who've entered into the satellite space. So is there any collaboration or any vision that we have in terms of targeting that market segment as well? And if we can add value there.
Yeah, for the BMCS, the RFP got postponed to March. I think the new date is March 12th. You have to. And about the space, private players in space, yes, we are in touch with the people. Rather, we are contacted by startups to support them in propellant and other areas and all those. Yeah, we are discussing with them and then we'll be collaborating and co.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Kishore Agarwal, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for the opportunity. I have 2 questions. First is on your margins. So your margins have been very volatile over the past few quarters. So can you give us a sense of the long-term picture of margins? What's the kind of margin level you're targeting over the next 2 to 3 years? And my second question is on your order book. So can you give a big broad picture understanding of what is the size of tendering pipeline that you might have, and what's your conversion rate in terms of bidding for your pipeline?
Yeah, regarding the margins, it will depend upon the product between the commercial and the defense, and with the defense also. It depends upon the actual turnover. When the turnover stabilizes at 200 plus level, then there will be some kind of graph which we expect. But until that time, what you are saying, quarter to quarter differences, we are also facing the same problem. So to understand how to answer you is really difficult.
Okay. So, but in terms of the Kattampally plant, right? So you have invested a good close to 60-70 crores in that plant. So have you might have targeted a return on capital invested. So how do you see that number?
Yeah, there also it is similar. I mean, it is not that say the products are established and all that, and the employee cost, and we are putting the people there. So we have to really come to the sizable turnover from Kajapalli at say at least 20 crores in a year or more or in the next year. Then we will understand what kind of, because when we are looking at prices for the RDX or those kind of things, prices were really varying from very good to okay kind of thing. But the quantity which we are taking now for Kajapalli, they are in smaller quantities, where the price we feel is very good. But whether we will get the same price when the quantity increases. So these are the ground realities, which is we are also trying to understand the market and the margins.
Okay. And in terms of say pipeline for orders?
Pipeline for orders, if you asked about the competition, many products like Astra, MRSAM, LRSAM, those products, we are for some of the components we are the single source. And in other areas, yes, we have some competition, and the prices, yes, we have to be competitive. But still, since we are in a different kind of business, it's not that we'll be strained so much for margins and all those. Yeah, we are a bit comfortable in that when we are doing defense business.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. As there are no further questions, I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
Yeah, we thank all the participants in the conference call to understand about the business and the good feelings they have got about the potential of the defense area. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Premier Explosives Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.